Hey, kindergarten teachers, and welcome back to this week's Tidbits. I'm Sarah Hessen, your ELA curriculum specialist. So for the week of October 28th through November 1st, we will be having a flex week for modules and skills block. And yes, you heard that correctly, November 1st. I can't believe we're already getting to the end of October. Taking a look at modules for the flex week, we've had a couple of these in the past few weeks or in the past month. And this is just your opportunity to reteach any lessons and modules covering that same topic around toys and play to support students if they need extra support. So some things to consider: take a look at the assessments that students completed last week. How did they do? Think about their writing and their knowledge of their topic. What areas might you need to support your students in? And are the students prepared to hold a conversation with one another about the toy they preferred? How can we support them with their oral language development and continuing these conversations and not just providing a one-word answer? Think about how you can bring in their home lives into your classroom. So can they share about a favorite toy that they have at home and get outside of the scope of the toys that they've explored so far in this module? Can they use their new language to share attributes that explain what the toy looks like at home and how they play with it? And again, that's just supporting their verbal reasoning skills and their conversation skills. Taking a look at skills block. For this flex week, take a look at your kindergarten class data. This data can be DIBELS, EL benchmarks, cycle assessments. If your students are performing well and you want to continue on with the next cycle, that is a great thing to do. But if you're noticing you have about 50% of your students that are still struggling with some of those letter names and letter sounds, these are the flex days to reteach any of those misconceptions. Some lessons or topics to look at are phoneme play. So this routine typically takes place at the beginning of the skills block lesson, but it's a great way to support students' phonemic awareness. Consider adding images to it and adding the words so students can see how we're manipulating these letters and sounds to form new ones. Moving into next, thinking about letter name fluency. So consider thinking about your students' ability to fluently and quickly name letters when experiencing or seeing an uppercase and lowercase letter. Take a look and focus in on some specific letter sounds. Think about the letter C, for example. In Spanish, students experience words that follow the C pattern, or what we are teaching them with the K sound, but oftentimes in Spanish they could hear it both ways, meaning they could hear the K sound and oftentimes they hear the S sound. So in the English language, we have some words that are following this pattern, but this is a misconception that students may need to have cleared up for them. Some other letters to take a look at are the letter G, H, and J. These letters can be difficult for some of our Spanish-speaking students as they have similar pronunciations. So make sure to acknowledge this with students and allow them to share some of their words in their native language that begin with some of these letters. Check out this website I'm going to share in a few slides. It's called mylanguages.org, and it can support you to explore and compare the English language to other native languages that you may have present in your classroom. Another topic to focus on are different station rotations to make sure students are ready for independent work during this time. This will free up your time to be able to get your small group table started. Some of those station rotations would be word work, fluency, your teacher table group, and writing. Make sure to use all things literacy with that K-5 foundational skills when planning for your small group instruction. Lastly, here's an image of the standards matrix. This can really support you as you are planning modules, especially during these flex weeks. This is just the screenshot from the mylanguages.org. The top left corner picture is what you will see when you go to that website. And the next picture is once you click into the language you want to explore. So I clicked in Spanish, for example. You can see the different pronunciations for the English sound to be able to hear the difference between the English language and Spanish language. This is just great knowledge to really know your students, to see why they may be having misconceptions or mixing up some letters or letter sounds. Lastly, don't forget to share any pictures or videos of great things that are happening in your classrooms. I am super excited to see it, and so far I've really enjoyed reading the feedback from these tidbits and from the PLC deep dives. Have a great week, and I'll see you next time.